So thank you again for being here. My name is Quincy Rogers. My clothing brand is called Introverted. I have helped over 50 advertisers around Facebook ads on Facebook and Instagram. And third, I'm just an aspiring content creator, motivator, and I also do art because just my clothing brand. We're gonna go into marketing, just a simple concept of what is marketing. What do you think marketing is? How do you really go about it? And in the most simplest terms, the action or business of promoting and selling products or service, including market research and advertising. You're just running an ad or you're trying to find somebody to purchase your products or your service. So a lot of people have trouble is that instead of actually going with a plan or strategy into the marketing, they just try to go based on their emotions and hope that, this campaign just boom instead of having, a strategic plan. It's the difference between going based on your emotion versus logic to react off the logic to see how you can proceed and optimize. How do you take advantage of it? Like I was saying, when it comes to marketing, instead of running the campaign and hoping for like a 14.25 return on your investment, try and go for the detailed target audience, but you may not really know the audience. You're just inputting different things you may have seen on the internet instead of trying to actually, critique your own audience and actually going in the funnel. So the number one thing to know is that when you first start in the marketing is the top of the funnel, which is the cold audience. That's what TOF means. And basically what the cold audience is, it's just going out for people who have never seen your business, whatever you're doing, they may have never interacted with it. A lot of times if you're on Facebook or even IG, running the campaign or, doing the boost post where you're just running an ad and just having to go for a broad audience, you're not really doing any targeting. You may do 18 to 65. That's just like going out for the cold audience just to see how your campaign can run. But to go further in depth, because the way I want to really explain it, I know a lot of people have visual. I'm going to take you over to like Facebook ads as well, just so you can see how you can structure the campaigns. Now, when you are, going out for that cold audience or trying to find an audience, how many people interacted with your ad? What was the engagement like for this ad? Did I get any sales from this ad? What was my objective when I ran this ad? If your objective was usually just get people over to your website, that would be more for traffic. So the way you take a look at the data may not be the same for conversions, because the way the algorithm works, conversions in a traffic campaign, just have people go to your website, isn't going to get the same data, especially for Instagram boosting a post. Instagram is completely different. Even though Facebook and Instagram is connected, the way their algorithm works is completely different. For Facebook, it can be more for the older audience. For Instagram, it's more for, probably not as young. That's probably more of TikTok, but it's probably more of the middle age, probably 20 range. But now if you are going for more of that older audience or, for the community, I can say Facebook do take that advantage over Instagram. You can build a community on Instagram, but like I was saying, it's more of that middle age, may not be as young. So you have to go a different way in that approach. And that goes with posting on stories and making the content every day, like the reels and having that interaction. For Facebook, you can take advantage of using the pages and also groups to build that community. The warm audience is just people who have interacted with your ad. It could be people who went over to your website. It could be people who may have engaged with any of your posts or even watch one of your videos. With the cold audience, warm audience, every single audience, something that you can take advantage of is retargeting. If you don't even know how to make a Facebook pixel, I could go over how to set up a Facebook pixel. The main thing you do need to make sure you have when you set up the Facebook pixel. But with the warm audience, that's just any person that anybody that have interacted with the ads. They are very beneficial. So you can take a look at analytics and really observe your data to see what do you need to do to optimize and improve. Previously, when I have advertisers running their campaigns, a lot of times they can have detailed target audience. They have a high cost per link click. Some be like $5, $3, and they don't understand why they have that high cost per link click on a conversion campaign. Now we take a look at the data. We take a look when they're going over to the website. What is the cost per link click for your ad? Is it a video? Is it a picture? Or did you only use one picture or did you use multiple pictures? First that went wrong for the entire campaign is that I ran the traffic. If you were setting up a campaign, this is the new system of Facebook they have. It's a new system that Facebook is bringing out just to help people and be more simplified when someone is running the campaigns. The awareness is usually just so you can show out to the most people. And it can be another way to, just to get the engagement and build up the rapport for your audience. Traffic campaign, it just, just when we're trying to send people over to the website, if you probably have a blog website or, article website, traffic campaign may be beneficial. Or if you are having products being sent to Amazon, that probably be you have to do a traffic objective because the Amazon and the Facebook pixel isn't set up right now. So the only way to send people over to Amazon and be able to get purchases and do a traffic campaign. I have seen booksellers do this. Also, I've seen people that just sell their products on Amazon do this as well. Now, for the engagement, that can go for page likes, people to connect with you, trying to talk with you. That's more for the engagement. And there are different ways that you can take advantage of the engagement, not only to, boost the audience that you do have and the amount of people engaging with you, but then when you are as well doing a conversion campaign, you can take advantage of that engagement campaign so that when someone else that's new and have just seen your audience, they will be able to see people who have already liked your ad, people have already commented on it as well. So that's just another way to build up the rapport. Leads, that's just a lot of people that's doing the instant forms. Instant forms do be beneficial. When you're first doing the instant forms in Facebook, it is pretty because sometimes people that enter the information on instant forms isn't valid data. So the data may sometimes be flawed. But I also have helped people run successful instant forms as well. And I have seen people actually gain leads from the instant forms. Now, if we are talking about, for conversation and cost, those campaigns usually does require a higher ad spend and limit when you are running because the amount of people you're going to be going against, you got to make sure you are bringing enough people value where they want to call you. And it's usually about probably community issues. I've seen the best results from someone who, was in their community and they're just targeting people in their city. And that's when you're trying to see the best results. For people farther out for the lead campaigns, I have seen someone do franchise sales and they're able to generate sales just off the lead campaign. So it is beneficial and it can work, but the way you have to go about structuring it, you have to take your time in the funnel. App promotion, that's really just about app. The main thing that we really do want to go over is the sales. That's when we're trying to go for conversions. And I'm gonna go further in depth so that y'all really can understand this. Facebook do have it where you can do the advantage shopping campaign. I don't do that. I usually do the manual sales because it allowed me to be able to do more things and set up the campaign the way I like to. Now, when we are doing the sales, the campaign objective, if you do have doing real estate or anything that falls inside these categories, you do need to make sure that you do have this set up, or Facebook will ban you quick, and you'll have to submit a request for review, and their support system is very, very bad. A/B test is very beneficial as well. The best time to do an A/B test if you do have a creative that is performing well, or you do want to start a new campaign, but just want to try with a slight difference. It could be your image, it could be the audience, anything that is just one slight difference in the campaign versus your previous campaign to test, just so you can see which one can perform better. The advantage campaign budget is just like CBO. Is if you have multiple assets and you want your money to be distributed to each one equally, it's probably not going to happen. The way the algorithm works and how the computer receives your data is that whichever campaign bring you the most results, that's the one they're going to be sending most of your money to. So a lot of times people don't like that. They may have, 3 different ad sets or 3 different ads, but one asset get most of the money while the other 2 ads probably only spent 20 cents or even $5. But then the one campaign they have running is spending about $600. So the advantage campaign budget is sometimes hard to get through, but usually the budget out part, they will optimize for the one that either getting the most conversions. Now we are talking about inside the asset. First thing we always have to make sure that the pixel is set up right. I know right now it's not set up correctly for here because this is one of the old dropshipping stores I was testing when I first started last year. I didn't know anything I was doing or even how to set up the pixel. Budget, usually when I have people started with budget, I always start small. You can start with $15, $20, probably the best bet, just so that you can win more bids. And for the auction, how Facebook works. If I am going to that, one thing I do want to say is that the Facebook auction is very friendly. So the way they rate your ads is based on the value you give to the client or the customer. So yeah, if people are interacting with your ad and going over to your website, they're gonna boost your engagement to get more people you may be able to win more bids. But then also what we also do want to categorize. Now, if you have a video campaign, they're also gonna take in the consideration how many people are watching 100% of your video, what value is the customer getting, and that's will be the best way so that you can win the bids versus other companies. The way it's set up, it is a fair system, but we have to make sure that, versus our competition, we are giving more value to the customer. How everything's set up right now inside here, this is what we would call broad targeting or going for the core audience. You probably really wouldn't change. If you want to go for the location, you can go inside your location to see exactly, for the United States. But then for your age, you can always change your age to see, if you want to go for a younger age, it would be maybe better for 21 through 35 or 45 for a range if you're not trying to go for people that's older. That I have seen campaigns run like this that has been successful, but again, it depends on your audience and who you're trying to target, as well as the ad that you do have. Running this campaign like this, we would have everything set up correctly, just like this, and you wouldn't have to touch anything else when you first start a campaign. The main focus will then just be the ads that you do have. One of the best ways I say, if for clothing brand owners or even somebody who have an e-commerce, is just to take the concept that TikTok has. So if you ever seen the TikTok made me buy it videos on YouTube, or even if you're on TikTok, if you look at their structure and the type of concepts they have, that is the same concept that you also want to apply in your video. So could say TikTok made me buy it, but if you're going for Facebook, you probably wouldn't want to do that. It can be 3 reasons why somebody want to buy this. It can be, this is your sign to, life hacks, meet my new favorite, meet my new favorite sweater, meet my new favorite dress, whatever it is. The hook, you have to really capture them in the hook. Capturing in the first 3 seconds is very important. That's just with TikTok and how people attention time span is starting to shrink in today's society. So now if you are doing the video, the main thing that you do want to optimize for is that for the news feed, so the news feed is just, when you're on Instagram, there's a normal Instagram feed, or if you're on Facebook, just a normal home feed. If you have a video for those, you'll want to make sure that you optimize for 15 seconds. But now if we want to have for stories, we need to make sure that we are optimizing for 10 seconds. Because based on the past and data of this Facebook, those usually tend to perform better for the engagement and people going over to the website. Now, if we are going to the setup, one thing I would do recommend is always doing, I go back inside the asset, is doing dynamic creative. Dynamic creative is since they Facebook added it, this is very essential to use when you are running your ads, because not only does it boost cost efficiency, it just allows you to add more than one picture or video inside one ad. So that now instead of having 3 different ads running just to see which one perform better, you can actually structure down and actually see which campaign can perform. It allows, so when the ad is running, you can have different combinations by allowing, if you want to say like that, it will be different primary text. You have multiple primary text, like 5 primary text. And this allows the combination to be very broad, and allows that you can get the most different combination to see what may work best. And it'll allow the algorithm to work for you. And the only thing that you may have to do is just to work on the creatives. But, once you do hone in on, making a good creative or trying different things, this is just allow you to have better cost efficiency. And even today, when I had talked to one of my advertisers, their campaign performed better after I had them do the dynamic creative for a campaign that wasn't performing. I just had them add different images and, try different creatives to see if it may change. And this is just the exact setup I had them run just to start off. This is just the conversion broad targeting. And from these campaigns, I usually have us run for a week. After the first week, I'll have us look at the data, see what it shows. Did we get a purchase? Did we get people to add to cart? How many people add to cart? From there, okay, if a lot of people add to cart but didn't initiate checkout purchase, now what's the problem on our website that didn't have these people purchasing our product? That can be the amount of clicks the amount of clicks on your website for them to purchase the product. It could be that they may not be able to get enough rapport on the website. So, they may not be as confident because they may think it's a scam. They may have questions about shipping because it's not really shown on the website. There could be different things that may have stopped them from converting over. And I have seen on many websites, people who have used Shopify. So inside the pixel, we have to make sure that we come over to the data sources, which is over here. And this is the main thing that we need to make sure that we do have set correctly, is the aggravated event measurement. And what this would do is so that we can optimize just for the iOS. And basically what this is that based in the past, after Facebook did their update, they made it harder for businesses. Since cookies is going away in the future. So how in the past when you ran the ad, you went onto a website, it can been for, to fly somewhere, you bought a ticket, and then you see the ad on Instagram, Facebook, all your social medias all around you, or you may have went into a store and then you see the store ad pop up on your phone. That's basically with the cookies. And since that's slowly starting to go away, Facebook is now optimizing, had to optimize for that and adding iOS 14 since that update came in. So adding the pixel, you have to make sure you have the aggravated event measurement set up so that now you can track everything on your website. Because I know it is a lot, but this is just like one of the first things I go into if I'm talking to a new client. I have to make sure they have everything set up correctly on their Facebook or even Instagram before I even run ads to their website. Because if any of this is not set up correctly, then your data is going to be skewed and you may not be getting actually liking your performance. Um, um, I can actually go into retargeting as well. So, if you did want to make your custom audiences, so you want to custom audiences, the first thing you do want to do is to go to the audience sections. Usually it could be in the shortcuts, and this is where you can make custom audiences. I'm just gonna go into my clothing brand one for now, just so you can take a look at some real data. So as we can see, I have been running campaigns for some time now. I have a lot of Facebook engagement. Also, you see from my Instagram, this is one's for 365 days. My estimated audience size is over 20,000 to 23,000 for the audience side. So these is the people that I just slowly been building up over time as I've been running. Because for me running my own campaigns, the first thing I was going for was the awareness. So I really wasn't going to go for the purchase. I just wanted to get the awareness so I can understand everything. But now, if you want to create a custom audiences, the first thing that we do want to do is come over here for custom audience. And in this section is where you will come to make the custom audience. The website is when people are going to the website. And remember, we just looked at the events manager. We will have to make sure that we do have everything correct. For the video, this is where you'll come to so you can retarget for people who may have watched your reels or a post that you do have on your Facebook page. So let's say if I do click video, I'll go over here. I can say people who watch at least 3 seconds of the video. I can go to choose video. I can pick my page. And from here, some certain videos I had, you see I do have the video views. I haven't ran a video campaign on here, so I don't have as much. But somebody had a post and you ran a video and you boosted that post and have people watch it. You can come here, select it, and then you can retarget everyone who may have watched that video. That's something that is beneficial when you are retargeting, and you can really take advantage of that. Another thing, just for the Facebook and Instagram, these are the ones that you'll come to just so you can get people who have been engaged with your page, which is more of the warm audience. And that's when we explain the structure. These are the people that's in the warm audience who haven't been engaged or, have went over to your website. Now, if you aren't going to the website, the thing, you have to select your pixel. All website visitors. Usually when I do see someone running these campaigns, it's usually just a broad retargeting campaign to try to get purchases. Sometimes, if you do have a good set of website and you're already getting purchases and have a good creative, the all website visitors is beneficial and people do get sales from that. A lot of time I may just do add to cart because those people have a better chance of actually converting over. But that's just different ways you can set up campaigns and different structures that you can take. The main thing for the hot audience is that it comes from someone who have purchased from you or became a lead or could have messaged you, and that data is very important. Just so when you're, as you start accumulating more than 50 on whatever the data is, it could be people who viewed your website, it could be people who came a lead from Facebook or Instagram, or people who even messaged you. Once you are getting more than 50 events of that, you then can make a lookalike audience. And what a lookalike audience is on Facebook, it just allows you to target people that are similar to the people who are already interacted with you. And that is the data that you would take from the custom audience. So when you take a look at the lookalike audience, so let's say I wanted to use my people that have been engaged with me on my Instagram. I can use my custom audience that I made and then target the US. And usually when I am doing, going for the percentage, I'll say in the 1%, 2%, and 3%. The further you go out, the more broader the audience is, so the less similar the audience is to your audience. So I usually stay in the 1% to 3% range, and that's when I have seen the best results from running the campaigns. And there are different ways that you can set this up. So you can go for purchases, you can go for engagement. And let's just say I did want to go for engagement for this campaign. I can then use this lookalike audience on an engagement campaign to go for engagement on the post, and I may be able to get better results from that campaign versus my other campaign when I was doing the broad targeting, because now I am using my audience that I've already built up. Basically, I just really want to go over just the concept so you can understand it. I know it is a lot, but how everything is set up, you have to take everything one step at a time to look at the data to see how you can improve. The main reason why, if someone is just starting to run a new campaign and haven't ran anything, I always suggest you first running the broad targeting, just because that allows you to really test and optimize your campaign, see what you have to do to improve on. And usually a broad targeting campaign does give you the lowest cost per purchase in my past experiences of me seeing it. Sometimes if somebody have a correct detailed target audience, it can perform better. But most cases I have seen the broad targeting campaign usually work a lot more. It just depends on the creative, the cost of your product, and when you're running it, just the amount you're spending daily.